Hey everyone, welcome back to Age of Bison. Your boy generalSpades is here with Dunamai. It's a Spadenamai cast yet again. Dunamai, how are you doing today? It's the Sunbros 2v2 tournament, round 3.
Excited to see what looks like an in-house game, but that is not, with more stakes.
Scroll.
So yeah, super fine.
Good. Glad to hear it. It's Pistol Pete and Platt or Team P versus Gideon and Vindian, aka Gindian. This is about as Sunbros in-house as it gets. We're gonna turn Fog 4 on, not View Lock on. Both of these, all 4 players, both teams, fully in the Sunbros clan, which you viewers at home can join by going in game. You'll get your green name in the server. And that doesn't get you anything else. But it doesn't matter. Who cares? It's tournament time. This is going to be a good game, I hear. We're on Saguenay. Round 3 of the Swiss stage. Both of these teams are 1-1. As I double check to make sure I am recording, and I am. Thank goodness.
Professional casting. There we go.
Yeah. So we got interesting combination, Dunamai. We've got Brit versus Mexico versus the African Civs. Thoughts on this? Let me know.
First of all, unfortunate for Team Gindian because I think there's more livestock on Summer Saguenay. So kind of an unfortunate roll of the dice for them. I am surprised to see Gideon on something else than Mexico. I know that Team Gindian has terrorized the last 2v2 tournament with the Hausa Mexico combo that even spurred some rules against it that were later implemented as a balance patch that you can't do more than one annexation trade monopoly. So really interested to see what's happening as we have hero contention right there already.
It looks like they may be trying to fight over this 3-wolf 75 wood treasure, which is going to be good for pretty much every civ here. Maybe for Brit more than any other civ because that's over halfway to an extra manor house for them. But I think every civ here can use this 75 wood to some sort of benefit. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the decks because we're getting to that point. We're 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the game. Saggy, so I'm guessing that is a shortening of Saguenay. So Gideon here with a specific deck for this map. Unfortunately, again, like you said, the sheep don't spawn on this map normally, or there's less of them on Winter Saguenay versus Summer Saguenay, and that's not something this tournament forces. Although we could have, I guess. We're going to hop down over to Vindian. I guess before we go anywhere, Saguenay specific deck, anything here, lots of Age 1 cards, Habit. Okay.
The Shiftas card is in there, so it might be an outlaw play.
No, it is here. Shiftas, okay, outlaw hit points increase, and he's got 2 cards in Age 2 and 3, aging with no, stop, professional, aging with the Sudanese. Okay, so he's going to be able to get Dervish. Vindian, on the other hand, also sending 3 villagers as his first card. More water cards in the deck. Very kind of water-centric. Maybe not water-centric, but definitely looking with Rendering Plant to build a dock and put some boats out on the water.
What I would say from this is I expect Gideon to do a Desert Archer maps, which is a pretty classic build on Ethiopia, with counter water option, because I guess that Pistol Pete might go for water. He's known for his water with Brits. And that Vindian will cover him with the Akan Musketeers to do this Musk skirm composition. That would be my guess.
So we do have Pete going up with the Philosopher Prince, sending Distributive Vision, followed by 700 wood. Meta still not fully set on Brits after losing their 3 villagers. They do notice that Vindian does have a trade post. Distributivism seems to be one of the main things. It's either this, you do see Virginia Company often. 2 villagers is still an option too, but distributivism seems to be gaining the most favor among Brit players for their first card now that they don't have 3 villagers. And then aging up with the Philosopher Prince, which I believe gives them, yes, a crate of 500 food on the ground. Platt has 2 shipments going with Colegio de San Lucas, aging up with Mito-chan. And then
I think.
I didn't quite read that properly. But he gets 500 XP and map hacks. So he's going to see that we do indeed see a port for the Hausa player Vindian. So knows that he's going to be on water and knows that he's going to be able to contest that or may want to contest that, and indeed has 2 sloops in the deck to be able to do so. 2v2 anti-water is the deck. So very prepared for something like this.
Something that we must note, there is no independent movement in the Mexico deck, so we might see something that's extremely surprising to people. The fact that Mexico can actually age up and not revolt.
Age up to 3 as Mexico? Dunamai, you don't say.
I know, right?
That's awfully impressive. So we do have... I clicked on the Explorer when there's literally 10 Insurgentes here sieging things down. Of course, I click on one of the 2 Explorer units. But it is what it is. And the massive Insurgentes is growing as manor houses take over the map.
Yeah, I feel this is a good idea. Mexico can have this early mass fights that really denies Hausa map control, because now the Indian knows he can't just send, the Hausa builders
and going
around the map.
straight to the docks. The power of the map hacks is real. They're going to see this villager, probably just fully ignore it. Okay, sending a couple Insurgentes over, getting that villager idle, and this dock is not long for this world. Neither is this one, as we're only 7 minutes into the game, and Team Gindian's only reply right now is a few Gaskenyas and a few Abans. And that's it. I mean, there's nothing... Oh, well, I say that, and there's some dervish in the map. Okay. So,
yeah, but here's the thing. If Platypus removes the hero from the mass, these Insurgentes will never have to take a fight ever. If they run away, which
they're not going to. They're going to take an engagement, and they might not get a single kill. They get
they will get absolutely
kill.
snatched.
They get exactly 1 kill with, there's another batch of dervish or insurgentes going to just be completely massacred by the Albans and Sudanese dervish. So the docks end up staying up. So a little bit of good defense. Maybe some poor execution or perhaps a little bit greedy on the Platt part, but he's got a bunch of...
They got the job done.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's true. They distracted the enemy. They allowed Platt to take this trading post here, and he's indeed building a second one while... well, we do have some raiders. Raiders are going to not deny... The Explorer is going to go down, but we've got some trading post contention here. These Insurgentes are going to hop right on top of these Raiders, and they're not going to be able to get away, are they? Oh, no. Yeah, that's going to be a massive defeat. I mean, that's just the power of the Insurgentes and the fact that they're so cost-effective, I'll say. To use a nice word. I won't use cheap. They are only 65 wood a pop, but...
Can we get on water? There seems to be some contention on water.
There is. There is the sloop card coming in from Mexico. I don't know if... Did Vindian send... He did. He sent 2 battle canoes, but these sloops and the caravels for...
Pistol Pete going for the gnats. Actually, going for the gnats and taking canoes.
taking the
And
Kree.
making CDBs. He's like on full on boom. Look at Pete's score. Can we get some of the number of villages of Pete?
Yeah, let's hop over to Pete. He's on
Freaking
49. He's
49?
on 50 villagers before 10 minutes. So really incredibly done. Just spamming houses everywhere. Um, and then just completely shutting down. Gideon showing up to the party a little bit too late, I'd say. Gonna be able to take down a canoe, but these battle canoes are not gonna be enough. Definitely not gonna be enough. The water is just getting completely shut down as we have
As we
another
have.
battle. So Insurgente is going to be going down to all these Sudanese Dervish and Fulani Archer, but we do have some Soldados in the back. So a little bit of a Soldado switch, still heavy infantry, but the Soldado obviously going to be a little bit, just a little bit more tanky than the Insurgentes. As Pistol Pete is sitting in the back with some longbows and some musketeers. Dunamai, this is something he did very effectively against me. Pistol Pete did in our game, in round 2, actually. Just making longbows and musketeers and just completely shutting down, using the fact, or abusing the fact, that he's just going to be chopping a lot of wood anyways. And a little bit of...
Yeah. This is the moment you realize that longbows are the OG archer. Like, maybe desert archers are fine and everything, but longbow are the OG high DPS long range archers. And you don't bring a short bow to a longbow fight. You just don't.
Meanwhile, it appears that Team Gindian is being completely shut out of the water. Not allowed to have any fishing boats, not allowed to have any battleships, just being completely shut out as Pete is also on water with only one dock so far, but
Look at what he's sending.
he's sending schooners.
And Platypus doubling down with Miko Akan Fisherman. So now Platypus is also taking the water. You can see he has the fishing boats on the water.
He does have
without
some
having a
fishing
dock.
boats, no dock, but one dock wagon ships an additional fishing boat for each shipment sent so far in the game. So he will have a dock somewhere. Not sure exactly where, but wow, that's really bold from whoever that is. That is Vindian putting a port up within line of sight. So I expect...
We have some attack on the southwest.
I was following this. I got distracted by the water. These houses going down are going to be huge. Sudanese Dervish coming in.
Ooh,
That is a livestock market builder
remember.
that just insta-dives. Going to turn Fog of War off and see exactly what we're doing. Hop over to Gideon's perspective. He is in age 3, but he is way overpopped. Lost
All right,
those
so I-
2 houses and only on 25 villagers right now, so completely being shut out. The Soldados
who's
doing
that?
a great job of
Oh,
destroying
thank
some
God.
stuff. These Raiders coming in, Soldados coming to protect the longbows from the Raiders, forcing the Raiders to back up. Somali Issa warriors fighting with these longbows here. Raiders going to be able to hop on top of the longbows. We'll see what the Soldados do. They're a little bit distracted by these Dervish. So the longbows are going to be kind of destroyed here. So, you know, we'll see how this fight ends up shaping up, but the longbow mass being completely demolished is not good for Team P. Soldado's able to tank a little bit, though. The longbow's backing up to the back line. All the Raiders are dead, and this is all Fulani and Issa Warrior. And I think the Soldados are a little bit too tanky to survive this battle. And sure enough, Team P ends up on top of that one. That is a huge win, Jeremiah.
Yes. So I think Gideon completely misreading the situation and sending the cows. He's just now sending the Harkebusier. Good for him. He sold all the cows before it was too late. So he's sitting on a pretty nice amount of economy. But this is
idle,
influence that
unfortunately.
does not trickle. anymore. Like he has 34 influence. This is ridiculous for Ethiopia.
And you see Pistol Pete taking the trade post that was demolished by, I think, Vindian here. So still holding the trade post majority as these raiders going to come in and try and find a few villagers.
Yeah, and
Not going to
can
be
we
very
check
successful.
Fog of War? Did he see the cap switch from Pistol Pete? No, he sees just a random hussar. He doesn't see the cap switch because there it is. You know it, you love it. It's the Pistol Pete's cap switch.
Where is his stable? I do not see. Oh, there's a
You
couple
mean
of them here.
his stables?
Yeah, he's got 2 stables. These are going to be going down. I mean, you should expect the Pistol Pete cav switch at this point. If he doesn't start cav, there will be cav on the battlefield, and I'm sure there's going to be some raids. We see some engagements going down here. Those are longbows dying to some arquebusiers. And these raiders just not going to be able to find any villagers. Pistol Pete and Platypus Slayer doing a good job of kind of hiding where their villagers are, although they do run across some settlers that are getting the raiders, well, I guess didn't see or didn't feel safe to attack. They're going to come up here and find some wood choppers and again just kind of
But
run away.
they just can't stop because else they'll be
They
crushed
will
by the
be-
hussar.
Yes. We're going to hop over to Pistol Pete's perspective. Does he have cav combat? No, but he has sent yeomen, so he does have extra damage and range on his longbows. And Pistol Pete, once again, mostly going for that food wood micro. Going to be making a lot of longbows, mixing in a few hussar and veteran longbowmen on the way. Trade posts is on coins. Still completely on water. At this point, it's... Well, that's interesting.
Ooh, that's a good shipment.
That is a good shipment, but
Maybe
Dunamai,
he
is
can
this
retake
worth
water.
it to send 3 battle canoes just to try and force your opponent off water when, if we zoom out, is this...
Oh yeah, it's 100% worth it. There's like 20 villages on there, and not even half of the water have been fished out. The problem is, can they hold on land? Can they survive the attack that's coming in the
That is the
south?
question, because the attack is now, and that is a lot of
Attack now.
soldados. That is a lot of vet hussar. Everybody is in age 3. Missed what everybody aged with. I suppose it doesn't really matter. These villagers dying is not really that important when your entire eco is idle because there is a siege on your base. Dunamai, I think this one might end the game.
Oh yeah, 100%.
There goes the only town center for Ethiopia. The Hussar going to hop on top of the villagers in the town
In
center.
the
We've
north,
got
though,
veteran dragoons on the
Look
battlefield.
at the water. Look at the water on the north. We have a huge
I mean,
attack.
these vills are going down, but Dunamai, Gideon's entire base is dead. There's a huge mass of soldados and Hussar in the army.
Yeah, I think.
And
we
now
can
they're
call it.
veteran soldados. We're gonna hop over to Vindian's perspective here and see what he's doing. He's got some cows that he needs to sell. He's on 46 vills, but only 15 of that 45, 33% are doing anything for him right now. Those have a little bit of a mass, but it's javelin riders against soldados and dragoons. They're going to have to run away from this engagement. Gideon's base is completely emaciated. These soldados are going to be able to find these houses and pop Gideon even more. He's 33 on 40 right now.
Can we check Mexico?
We can check Mexico. He is got the age 4 queuing up, going with Chihuahua, fully just in the business and just doing Mexico things. These soldados are going to be tough to deal with.
Yeah, I don't even know if we're going to see guard soldados.
Aged up with
And
Sonora.
he has,
I mean, he doesn't need... We
he
don't
has
need guard
Sonora,
soldados.
Valley. He has the Quatreros plus the Hunt. Like, there's just no way they can reboom back into the game.
Okay, so there's a
Pistol
lot of
Pete.
villagers going down on Team P, but again, this is a 2v1 at this point. Gideon is on 21 villagers. Indian is on 47. Pete is on 70 villagers at this point. And Platt is over halfway to age 3, only on, or over halfway to age 4 on 48. So massive eco advantage, massive military advantage. They've got all 3 trade posts and a native settlement. I don't see this one going any way other than Team P. There's just no response, I don't think. To be honest with you.
No. I think Team Gindian completely taken by surprise by the fact Mexico could age off. They were expecting this do-do-do, and it never came.
No revolt by Mexico, playing, believe it or not, about as bog standard as you can get. Hey, here's my musketeer type unit, deal with it. And they just couldn't. And then, of course, Pistol Pete coming in, doing his thing with longbows, GGWP getting called, Dragoons, Hussar switch, Cav switch, and that is a complete lockdown of all things Africa. The British civilization showing once again why they conquered the world in this specific time period. I don't know if that's a good joke or not, but we're running with it.
All right.
Well played. This is game 1 of the series. We may do game 2 and or 3 later on. So well done.
Go ahead.
Well done to Team P. I don't have much to say other than
I do actually
locked down.
This is an interesting game because I feel like Team P did pulled a reverse Uno card on Team Gideon. More often than not, you have Gideon, that is like the spooky guy that raids or has a time in with Baja California or stuff like that, and Vindian booming behind it. But this time, it was Platypus that opened opened the fight on the battlefield with the Insurgente that quickly died as a way to divert the attention towards the docks, while Pistol Pete was booming like out of control. It really feels like Team P took a page off of Team Gindian strategy book. So it's really interesting to see.
And yeah, I mean, you can just see the absolute dominance, allowing Pistol Pete to boom the early Insurgentes, as you said, forcing a response from Team Gindian, and then the Soldado / Brit Cav switch. Brit Cav obviously being, maybe not obviously, but I think one of the better Cav civs in the game. I don't think there are any. Okay, there is Cav Combat sent in. He's got Siege Archery and Yeoman for the longbows, but the Musk Huss swap once everybody hit age 3 was the finishing blow. And then obviously being able to take the trade line and just secure map control on land and sea. Well done by Team P, a much deserved win. And with that, Dunamai, I think we can call that a game. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe for more content, do all the things, comment. This was game 1. Comment who you think wins this series. It does. I don't know if I want to spoil how many games it goes to, but yeah, who wins in how many games? Team P up 1-0 after this game 1. Peace out.